Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Common Chaos Live with me, Rauchenwald, on this Tuesday afternoon. I hope you all had a great start into the new week. As always, before we jump into Common Chaos Live and your answers, or hopefully all the answers to your questions, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share during this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions and make your own decisions. Besides that, I would like to point out that just like yesterday's stream where we didn't get to actually actively trade on Bitget because somehow the conversation got lost, this stream is technically sponsored by Bitget because they were kind enough after last week's launch of Pi to actually credit me with $200 for trading, which we are going to spend, I promise we managed during today's stream. Yeah, that said, so disclaimers out of the way, I can share, what do I start with? I actually want to share as always, some news first. So we go here. Also, if you want to trade on Bitget, I'm going to share the link and pin it. So that I'll do here, replace pinned message. There we go. So yeah, you can trade obviously Pi on Bitget and other stuff. So first of all, that's going to become relevant later. Second of all, this year. So as you can see here, there's a post that says, okay, thanks to the Pi project, I was able to sell a small amount of my coins and make the down payment on my dream car. I'm beyond grateful to the Pi team for making this possible. Thank you for turning dreams into reality. Yeah. I have to say, so first of all, we don't know if it's true because obviously there is no proof. Everybody could post a picture. Second of all, considering that the launch was on first day, some people were not able to trade yet. This looks like it might be in the US where trading even took longer to finally be able. And then considering the time to deposit your crypto, sell your crypto, then cash out the fiat payment, and then make a down payment, it's possible that the whole post is fake. But I'm just saying it's possible, not saying, oh, this is for sure fake. Yeah. Second of all, yeah, if it's true, then on one hand, congratulations to Kairos. So Kairos, the user that posted this, for getting some profit out of Pi Network. Yeah. On the other hand, however, I personally, and that's just my personal opinion, feel free to disagree. I know I will get some hate for this, but I consider this the dumbest thing you could ever do. To cash out a crypto early for basically buying a luxury good, and then not even for buying it, but for just making the down payment. Yeah, because it might be your dream car. Yeah, or let's put it like this, for paying for a liability, because a car is not an asset. Even if it's your dream car, it will have maintenance cost, insurance, gasoline, tires, stuff like that. Yeah, and you basically gave up a portion of your Pi. Maybe it was just a small portion. Okay, yeah, good for you. So as said, but I feel like this is potentially the dumbest thing one can do, because if it's not a big amount of money that changes your life in a meaningful way, and you cash out now and you buy some luxury goods, yeah, then in maybe in a year Pi dies and you are like, hey, great, I got my down payment for my car out of it. But maybe in a year Pi has a zero more, maybe in 2 years, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, and you realize you got a down payment, not even a full car, but a down payment for a car out of it, instead of being able to retire from it. It feels like, you know, when people make jokes about the dude that spent 10,000 Pi for 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. Although there's a positive aspect to that. So, but yeah, so obviously, if you have Pi, those are your Pi, do whatever you want to do with them. Yeah, I'm just sharing what I learned over the years, that if the reason why many people stay poor in quotes or middle class or have to work till they're old or however you want to phrase it, is because they spend money on liabilities, on luxury goods, instead of thinking longer term. Yeah. So yeah, another example for that, I have to share my phone screen. I took a screenshot I saw today on the Pi Fireside forum. You can see it here. Somebody cashed out some Pi to buy themselves a MacBook Air. Yeah. Now again, there's no proof that it actually happened like this and so on. And but we assume that it's true for now. And so on one hand, congratulations that you were able to take some profit. And obviously it's a huge difference if you sold 5% or 10% of your pie to make this possible, or if you sold half of it. Yeah. But obviously it's again, and if you use that MacBook for work or for education or for school or something like that, then it's a different thing than a pure luxury good. But if you just bought it because you wanted to have a Mac or so, then I again consider it a bad decision. Yeah, sure, it might prove, or it might in the future might show that it was a good decision because Pi might go downhill and you cashed out when it was still higher and you got yourself something you wanted to have. But in my opinion, those purchases are in most cases, so the MacBook less. I also, if I would buy a new MacBook with by cashing out Pi, then it would be helping me with my work. So it would kind of be an investment in future revenue. But if I would use it to then make a down payment on the Lamborghini here, yeah, then it would be, in my opinion, a completely dumb decision, because I would just buy another liability and give up an asset that has the potential to be worth twice as much, 5 times as much, maybe 10 times as much, maybe even more in the future. Yeah. That about that. So I wanted to share that. Of course, again, those are your pie. Do with them what you want. But yeah, every time you sell, you actually are contributing or helping to prevent the price from going higher. That's one aspect of it. Yeah. And second of all, if you sell a huge portion of your pie to then buy some liability, so something that does not increase in value but costs you more money to actually maintain, then you're just ensuring that you stay exactly where you are in life, instead of working towards improving your life and becoming financially free and independent. Yeah. Yeah. With that out of the way, there was something else. Yeah. So I have to jump back to the other screen. So just a second. Can unsave this. So here's a screenshot of, in quotes, not even the 100, but all the apps that come to the Pi ecosystem. So that should be approved for the mainnet. I'm not sure what most of them are about. It's going to be interesting to see them. I guess some of them will be just simple games. Others will be marketplaces. I hope there are some that will actually be well executed and will provide other people a reason to buy Pi coins so that they can use those apps as well. But it's already great that there is a growing number. And I believe, as I shared previously, that with Pi actually having a value, it will now attract more developers and more agencies to launch apps and other things in the Pi ecosystem, because now those businesses or developers can actually run calculations as to how profitable it would be potentially for them to do so. Yeah. With that, we're gonna quickly address the chat I will quickly address the chat as quickly as possible. Yeah. No, actually, there was one last thing. According to the post, deposits are now possible on Pionex, so the exchange that works for US users. So you should now be able to deposit your own Pi, and if you want to sell them, it's up to you. I already explained earlier my personal perspective about selling. Just to clarify, I have, or if somebody wants to, again, those are all your Pi if you want to sell all of them right now. Yeah. But I feel like it's kind of like, if you cash out everything, it feels like giving up on lottery tickets that you're holding, yeah, that could still win more. But I also completely understand if people want to cash out a little bit, so they already feel like they got something for their months or years of pushing a button. I just hope that you don't do it to buy luxury goods that you don't need, yeah, because that's just plain stupid in my opinion. But yeah, so buying something that gives you happiness for 2 weeks, or something that you just buy so other people envy you for because you have a fancy smartphone, a fancy car or something like that. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but it's your life and it's your Pi. So yeah, that's that part. So blah, blah, blah. That we don't need, that becomes relevant later. And with that, we quickly address the chat. So what do we have? Will Pi Network produce a debit card soon? Why would they? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, doesn't make any sense. It has not been on the roadmap. So, yeah. By the way, please forgive me for being very short and maybe partially sounding a little bit unfriendly today. I really need to or want to get the Bitget stuff done in today's stream, and I have a call at 5, so in 20 minutes, and that I cannot move. So I'm just trying to get or give answers, and ideally as short as possible. So it doesn't mean that I think your question makes no sense or something like that. It just means I'm trying to get things done today, get you information, and make sure that I'm done by 5. Yeah. How will tariffs affect crypto in your opinion? Well, that's a hard question to answer, to be honest. Yeah. Because they don't have a direct impact on crypto. Yeah, unless you have, like they don't have. If you have tariffs on metal, it's actually a very loaded question. So, and I try to keep politics out of this channel, but it generally comes down to my opinion of the orange buffoon that sits in the White House, who in my opinion is nothing else but a puppet for Russia, who now basically introduces tariffs for other countries like Mexico, Canada, the EU, China, to make importing goods like metal and other raw materials more expensive. And as a result, he will then lift the sanctions for Russia potentially and will not introduce tariffs there. And as a result, this way funnel money to Mother Russia, because then every company will be tempted, every US business will be tempted to buy wood, metal, other raw materials and so on from Russia instead of from other countries, because for Russia, they will not have to pay the tariffs. So this way, I feel like that, as said, the other guy with I don't know how many felony convictions and whatnot in the White House right now is, in my opinion, just a Russian puppet. I think the crypto market don't play a factor there. And I don't think they will be hugely affected. Overall, the stock exchanges will be affected. We can see that the Dow Jones, for example, is below where it was when the other guy took over the office. And he's obviously just ruining or driving, in my opinion, the US into a recession. That might then also harm crypto because people will have less money and will be forced to cash out and so on. But Binance is delisting Solana blockchain. Does Binance see Pi blockchain more efficient? I have no idea I'm not friends or acquaintances with the people that run Binance. I didn't even read that they will delist Solana. So, but obviously there's a poll ongoing for listing Pi network, so Pi coin. But I don't feel like those things are completely independent. You will have to wait. Your unverified balance, you will get it someday from those, or at least the portion that comes from team members that passed KYZ. Team members that don't pass KYZ, you will not get those coins. Yeah, but you just have to wait. Nobody knows when. Patience is a virtue. Hi, Dominic. Great to have you here. Hi, Maximus. Opinions on Sweat. I doubt we can get into Sweat today, but I feel like running Sweat coin or the Sweat app on your phone, it doesn't hurt. All you have to do is share your step data. You earn Sweat. You can use it. It's not worth a lot, but it also has zero effort. You just have to open the app every couple of days and claim the Sweat you earn. So nothing against it. I don't have price predictions for Pi. As I shared in previous streams, it can go either way. If right now the hype about a potential Binance listing definitely helps. If Binance would announce that they don't list Pi, we would see a decline in value, at least short term, in my opinion. If they announce they will list Pi and they actually then list it, we, in my opinion, will see a further increase short term. Long term is different question and depends solely, in my opinion, on how well the Pi ecosystem does. I have a Blue Yeti mic here. If you feel the audio quality of it is not good enough, then feel free to just send me a better microphone. I mean, after all, I'm doing those streams to bring information to you guys. But as I said, feel free if you feel I need a better microphone, feel free to send me one. Other than that, if it's unbearable for you, don't get me wrong. So as I said, I'm just trying to be efficient today. Anyway, with that, we can jump into Bitget and buy some more Pi for today, at least. So jump here, jump Bitget. As mentioned, I got another, we bought $200 worth of Pi of my own money last week, which is here in the spot balance. But I also have $200 worth of futures balance, which brings up a very important point, because futures are not directly buying Pi, but obviously are trade now, and we search for Pi and Pi USD. So futures work also with leverage, although you could pick a one-time leverage. Leverage means that you actually, if I trade with a 10 times leverage and $100, I'm effectively trading with $1,000, yeah, which also is very important. That's why I bookmarked this. Liquidations shoot above 1 billion as Bitcoin breaks down to 90,000, yeah, and those liquidations are people that are trading with leverage, which means there's a certain price. When that breaks, their own capital is not enough to keep the position open, and as a result, then their position gets forcefully closed, which just accelerates the decline in price, yeah? So for me personally, for example, as I shared in a previous stream, I've been trading for years, and the only time when I was I've been beating the markets in 2020, 2021, 22, 23, and my only losing year is 24. And that is a time where I've been trading the Nasdaq with 20 times leverage instead of trading like I usually do, yeah? Where I was often still right, but a little too early. But then because of the leverage, my positions got stopped out, and I had to suffer the loss. Whereas if I wouldn't have used the insane leverage, my positions would have just stayed open, and I would have probably still ended up with a profit. Yeah. So be very, very careful when you trade with leverage. When we apply this here at Bitget, and we are in the future section and with leverage, you can see, for example, so I said I have $200 available. And if I apply 50 times leverage, you can see that my long liquidation price here on the right would be at 153, which means if pi falls by 5 cents, it would basically eat up the $200 that I have available and close the position. Yeah. Whereas if I pick one-time leverage, yeah, you can see that there is no long liquidation price, because I just basically buy with the $200 that I have. And even if pi falls, let's go on an hourly chart, even if pi falls to 60 cents again or so, it still would not close the position. Yeah. So this is very, very important. It's very tempting to trade with leverage. I also, even after years of successfully trading, got tempted by it. Had a few very, very big winning trades with, like, I don't know, like my best trade was $26,000 in a single trade overnight. Yeah. And then on the other hand, when I started to not be as right anymore, I had losing trades in the same size. Yeah. So it's very bad for your nerves, because you're going to stress out more when you use high leverage. And it affects your trading strategy, because if you just buy pi and it falls to 60 cents, you still have pi, yeah, and it can still go up. Whereas if I pick here at 10 times leverage, you can see that the long liquidation price for my $200 would be at 143, which means if pi temporarily dips to $1 and then goes up to 10, my position would close at 143 and my $200 are gone, just because I used the leverage. Yeah, which means right now for the $200 that I got from Bitget, again, thanks to Bitget for that, we're gonna pick a very small leverage that gives us a long liquidation price that ideally still is below, probably gives us only a 2 times leverage. So that gives us a long liquidation price of 78 cents. So below $1, which means even if, for example, Binance would announce they don't list, there's the chance that maybe we dip to $1, maybe we bounce there, and there's a chance that my position stays alive. So I'm gonna use this right now. G.I. Joe, welcome back, by the way. Yeah. So I'm gonna use this right now with a 2 times leverage. Or actually I'm gonna just, I'm gonna be a pussy here. I'm gonna just use 1 times leverage. Yeah. So there's no risk of liquidation, and the full $200, and we are going to go long. Now, to be perfectly clear, I would actually prefer to maybe enter at 140 or so, but it will not happen during the stream. So so we want to buy for entire amount. We get basically this, and you can see it's on margin, which is an important point. Because when you buy with 1 times leverage, it's not an issue. But when you buy with leverage, it also means that you're borrowing money from the exchange. And then depending on if you're long or short, you either have to pay interest on that money, or you have to, or you get interest. Yeah. So, that's something additionally to consider, that you basically have to pay daily interest, or in some cases might be even hourly interest. So be careful when you trade with leverage. Yeah, be very, very careful doing that. Don't get tempted by higher leverage because you got it right once. Yeah. But basically, spot trading without leverage altogether might be even the better play overall, because you have no risk that you get stopped out. Even if Pi falls or whichever asset you're trading falls to 0 point something, you still have those shares. Yes, why 1 times long? Because the $200 bonus I got was specifically for futures trading. So, and if I could use it for spot trading, I would have used it as spot trading. Yeah? Because otherwise I have a stop out price at 78 cents. And if, for example, there is no Binance listing, there might, or there will be at least a decline, and I don't want to get stopped out. I want to have that position and ideally hold it for a long-term increase in value. And so instead of gambling and taking an unnecessary risk, I just rather have the regular position size. And again, if the bonus would have been for spot trading, I probably would have just used spot trading. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So chat, microphone perfect. What's going on with the crypto market? Did they liquidate? Yeah, the crypto market is also tied to the stock market. You have to consider this, that the big players, they also are very often trading with borrowed money. Yeah. And then when one position declines in value, it means that their collateral for their loan declines in value. It means that they're sometimes then forced to close certain things. Yeah. And then again, if they then have, if they don't have enough collateral, so they plan it. So like if I would have opened the position with 2 times leverage, my stop out price would be at 78, which means if it drops below 78, it would have closed the position automatically. And which then means it sells, which again adds buy pressure, which drives it down more, which also happened here with Bitcoin, because many people had their stop losses at 90,000 or were leveraged to a point where at around 90,000 their collateral wasn't enough anymore, and then as a result their positions get closed. Yeah, so it's like high risk, high reward, but when it goes wrong, you also pay dearly. And I learned over the years, I've blown up my share of trading accounts, and I've learned over the years, although again, last year I forgot that lesson, but better slow and steady, and you work your way up there, in quotes, guaranteed. Yeah, if your trading strategy works and you know what you're doing, then taking unnecessary risks and then maybe having 1 or 2 big winners, but then with one trade wiping out your portfolio. Yeah. So risk management is very crucial. When you're using leverage, it becomes even more crucial. Don't throw everything in one position if you're high leverage. So it's perfectly fine. You could make a gamble with 50 times leverage, where then again, you see the stop out price is instantly, if we say 100 USD, you see it could move 4 cents or 3 cents and it would stop you out. But you could do that if you do it with a very small amount. Yeah, if you say, okay, I'm gonna use an amount of money that really I don't care about. Yeah, I don't, however, want to do that on the stream because it gives people the wrong idea. I do not want to incentivize gambling of that kind. So investing, yes, trading, yes, but gambling not. Just set up some AI bots for Pi, so let's see how it goes. I mean, good luck with that. I've tried my share of trading bots over the years. Obviously, there was no AI and so on, and I have to say, none of them work. The ones that you can find out there, from my perspective, it's like this. If I were able, or if I would develop a trading bot that really beats the market, why should I bother dealing with trying to share it, distribute it, or tell people how to use it? Because if it really beats the market, I could just use it myself and get rich without worrying about marketing and selling it or so. If you build your own trading bot, of course, that's different. But I feel like bots are far, far away from beating the markets. Personally, I'm using Elliott Wave Principle. That's the strategy that I discovered and that I follow like as well as I can. And it helped me, as I said, beat the markets in 2020, 21, 22, 23. And if it weren't, so if I exclude the 20 times leverage trades, yeah, which was more akin to gambling, unfortunately, yeah. But if I exclude the leverage trades, I also beat the markets in 24. And not just by a little marching in all those years, yeah. This year so far, I'm a little down, but by the end, but that's basically because of a bigger position that I'm holding that right now is retracing. But I'm fairly confident that I will beat the markets again. Yeah. Irina might share the link for Elliott Wave Theory. If you're interested in reading the book, you can read it online for free. What's the bonus? Just tuned in. Bitget asked me to cover Bitget in the stream already last week, and they were kind enough to throw in $200 bonus for me to do it. Yeah. So that's just the payoff of spending years of publishing videos and so on, yeah, to here and there get something extra that others don't get or so, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I have no conflict here with sharing Bitget because it's a big enough exchange, it's well regulated, and it lists Pi, which means it's relevant to most of you. So yeah. One of my friends is constantly buying and selling Pi, making small profits along the way. If it works for him, so if he has a trading strategy that works with Pi, then good for him. I mean, the volume has to come from somewhere. Yeah, if we look at the Explorer, we can see that there are right now 100, 110, 150, 160 million Pi on exchanges. Yeah, whereas if we look at the trading volume, you can see that there has been last 24 hours, 300, 450, 580, 590, let's round up, let's say 600 million trading volume. So from all the Pi that is in wallets on exchanges, each Pi has been traded 6 times by now in the last 24 hours. And that only works because some people are trading the swings, yeah. I'm not against it. I mean, I focus on trading stocks and maybe indices. I don't actively trade most crypto. I monitor it and here and there change my positions. But obviously, if it works for people, they should trade it. Yeah. Yeah. Buy low, sell high. Obviously. Yeah. I feel like with Pi, it might also be a little bit different because if it sits in your wallet, you can use the on-chain lockup and actually get a mining boost, which means you then still earn more Pi right now compared to other people. So theoretically withdrawing the, I don't know what I have now, 400 Pi. So actually let's go to wallet. So it should be assets. So we should have what now, 400 Pi or so in total in that wallet. So in the spot wallet we should have 150 or not? Yeah, so what? 222 Pi here, and in the futures wallet we should have. Why does it still show the? Okay, let's double check. From what I saw, the trade executed or not. So not overview. So futures, not USDC. Trade margin. Pi. Available 0, yeah. So and Pi available 0. Okay, maybe the order did, but it showed the buy order. So where did I go wrong here? Okay. God, I also don't know everything. Somewhere we have I think the coupon center where that bonus is. In the meantime, can you give information about how Pi migration works? It's automated more or less. So you just have to get deal with your migration checklist and then just wait. There's nothing you can do. You cannot speed it up. So yeah. So futures Pi here, it says countdown. It says cost. Do I see available somewhere? Assets, USDT. What did I do before? It says that there. It says opened long. I'm a little confused. So it says open order. I didn't execute this one. Why not? Okay, cancel this order. Let's try this again. So again, I'm going to just pick the one-time leverage or yeah, let's pick 2-time. No, not 1 time. No risk. Yeah. Confirm. I made a limit order. Of course, I'm an idiot. Yeah. So there we go. Market order, open long. Confirm. There we go. Now we also bought Pi here. So we have now, do we see it here? No, we don't see it here, but here. So basically another 124 Pi. And so that's that. Yeah. So if I would withdraw those Pi, I mean, obviously those futures I would have to sell and then actually use spot trading so to be able to withdraw, blah, blah, blah. But if I would withdraw those Pi to my wallet and then enable the on-chain lockup, then I would get an extra mining boost. Yeah. If 5 from 9 did KYZ, can I calculate with over? Yeah, it's not that simple because the unverified balance is actually, like some of those users might have contributed at a time when the mining rate was already high, was still higher, and other users have contributed later. I would love to dive into this, but unfortunately it's 5. I have to jump on a call. I'm sorry that today's stream is cut short in quotes. I still hope you got some information out of it. If you still, for the rest of the questions, please jump on tomorrow's stream and I'll promise we'll answer them then. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications, and then see you all hopefully either on Discord in the meantime or tomorrow for another episode. So till then, guys, bye-bye.